Well, hey, folks, this is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's get this show started, shall we? And welcome, folks. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. We want to welcome you all to the show today. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast today. We come to you Monday through Friday, talking about the people, the places, the trends, the events that really keep you living here in Vegas. We just created a new saying: where the strip ends, that's where we begin. And that's really where we begin here in Las Vegas for the Livin in Vegas podcast. Um, I got some exciting news to tell you and some kind of scary news to tell you, folks. I think this, and you'll get it when we talk a little bit more about it, but it was kind of scary. I had a scare yesterday, and I didn't tell anybody about it at the time. I probably should have, but I didn't say a thing about it. And then I just read about it in the newspaper today. So yes, it was very scary, but we'll get to that in just a second. As I said, I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. Our magazine is out. It's out and about. It's called Livin in Vegas magazine, and we produce this quarterly. Our initial or our premiere edition is out, and we're so excited about that. That it is out, talking all about some cool things. As a matter of fact, I was reading it yesterday and just going back over some of the articles that we've put out in all the places that it's out at. So you can actually get a PDF download of our magazine off of our website. Of course, you can always go to our website at livininvegas.com. Let's put that up there. So you can go to livininvegas.com to get a PDF download. You can actually even read the magazine online there. So we started out in digital format, and so we thought that, boy, we're starting out a new magazine. Let's start it out in digital format and see how it goes, and then we'll go to a print version of the magazine, probably midday or mid year, and so we're really on track for that right now. If you'd like to be a part of that of the magazine, we definitely would love to have you to be a part of that. Also, all you got to do is contact us there, or contact us at our email address. Oh, matter of fact, I guess I should put that up there. You can contact us at info@livininvegas.com. Also, if you would like to be a part of it, you'd like to be an advertiser, you'd like to underwrite the podcast, or like we just have people actually now are starting to be a part of our mailing list. So we send out an email, Monday through Friday. So it goes out to our mailing list every day. If you'd like to underwrite that, be a part of any of the production products that are part of Livin in Vegas, definitely do that. Just send us an email at info@livininvegas.com. We'd love you to be a part of that. As a matter of fact, we're in pre-production for our spring-summer magazine, so you only got a couple of weeks left for that. Yes, the front cover is done, so we've already got the sponsors for that, and but got plenty of room in the magazine, folks. Don't worry about it. We'll fit you in there someplace. Also, we're having a mixer tonight. Our mixer is this evening. It's over at the Neon Desert Brewery. It's at 914 South Main Street. Let me put my glasses on here. 914 South Main Street. And we'd love you to come out to that event. It starts about 5:30. And we're going to have a food truck there. There's going to be prizes. As a matter of fact, I've got a real special prize that you're going to be able to check out. So definitely, guys, be out there, especially if you're a business owner and you've got, you want to show off your business, talk about your business, that kind of stuff. Love to have you there and be a part of all the stuff that we're doing for Livin in Vegas magazine. So Neon Desert brewery is one of our newest friends and one of our newest sponsors. And they're just fantastic. They really are. I'm looking forward to having some craft brew over at their place. And so we won't be having our happy hour mixer um, in 2 more weeks because we're having them bi-monthly. And the reason why is because it is St. Patrick's Day and it's just impossible to get into any of the breweries. It's just, they're going to be people tipping up the cup, all over the place. Literally be impossible to get in. But we'll have it the following the first Thursday in, would it be March? April. It'll be first week in April. So definitely go that. Once again, right now, I'm going to look on our social media sites right now and see where it is. I know we'll definitely post the link to, if you want to. Oh wow, looks like everybody else is posting it too. If you would like to check out and be registered for the happy hour, I think you can sign up for it. It's like we'll put it in our show notes right below me, but it's up right now, and you can actually just click on the link on that, and it'll take you right to the Eventbrite page, and you can register for that. And the reason why we do that, folks, is so we can get a head count. We've got a food truck that's there. They need to know how much food to expect, the bar staff, that kind of thing. And so you hate to surprise people with this. You really do. So you don't want to do that. So definitely check that out. So we'll see you tonight, 5:30, for the Happy Hour Business Networking Mixer. So let's talk about. Am I done? Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So Evil Pie. Many of you heard this story. We talked about this early during the week, and this is really the Ukraine story. So Ukraine, many of you know, Ukraine was invaded by Russia, and as a result of that, the world is basically getting behind Ukraine and the people of Ukraine because they didn't do anything, and Russia just all of a sudden came in. Evil Pie, which is a pizzeria located here in the Valley, it said that they're pouring out all of their Russian vodka and replacing it with Ukrainian vodka. And so what they did, they've raised almost $6,000 to help the people in Ukraine. And so we thought we'd give them a shout out. So they started this money raising event on Saturday. And what they said is that they are going to, what they would do is they would pour out a bottle. They would let you pour out one of their bottles of Russian vodka for $300. So you can just go out in the street and just pour it out for $300. The money would go to this, this fundraiser for Ukraine. And then they were going to sell $5 shots of Ukrainian vodka and give all the money, 100% of the money, to Ukraine. Well, that sold out in like 72 hours. That was it. It went that quick. It was that popular of an event. And so we want to thank those folks for doing such a great job for raising money for the people of Ukraine. And, you really can't ask for much more. People of Las Vegas have stepped up to the plate to help the people of Ukraine. We've actually got quite a few Ukrainian people who live here in the Valley. Many of them are entertainers. Many of them are in the hospitality sector. And so we want to show our solidarity to the folks that, through no fault of their own, basically were just kind of picked on by the Russians. Well, folks, if you know about BTS, yes, it's the boy band. What does BTS even mean? I don't even know what BTS even means. So BTS is the South Korean boy band, and they are going to be playing over at Allegiant Stadium. They put their tickets up on sale, and they sold out within like a minute. They were thinking they were going to do 4 shows for these guys, and it's so the pre-sale for their tickets. Okay, they haven't even gone on for sale, but they were pre-selling, and you know they do. You pre-sell your tickets for an event, and they sold out within like a second. And uh, they said all tickets were bought by super fans that belong to the BTS Global Official Fan Club Army. What? Yes, all 4 shows done. So you cannot get tickets for these guys. Here, let's show these guys again. I mean, I've never seen them sing. I mean, I think I've seen a commercial. I didn't listen to what they were doing, but these are the guys. So the only way you are going to see the show, you'll need to buy tickets through a second party seller like StubHub. Okay. So a quick search of StubHub for the first show on Friday, April 8th shows the cheapest ticket at $268, fees included. That will get you a seat in section 412 upper deck at approximately the 50-yard line, 8 rows from the top. Wow. That's at Allegiant Stadium. Okay, so here's the thing about Allegiant Stadiums are great. No matter where you go in Allegiant Stadium, you're going to have a great place to sit at. But for $268, you're way up to the cheap seats. Okay, and that's the cheapest. Nobody's letting their tickets go on this, guys. This is amazing. So the concert, named BTS Permission to Dance on Stage, Las Vegas, has scheduled dates on April 8th, 9th, 15th, and the 16th. So 8th, 9th, 15th, and the 16th. That's wow. Okay, so you can also get tickets at SeatGeek to actually see them at Allegiant Stadium. So they're going to be here in April. Should be cool, where you're going to actually be able to see some just amazing stuff. So we get all the shows here, folks. We really do. We get all the shows here. Katy Perry. We've got, what's his name? Bruno Mars. And, who's the guy he's playing with? The drummer. Shoot, I forgot the guy's name. Somebody remind me. Somebody help me with this. If you're watching this on Facebook or you're watching this if you're watching this on Facebook, somebody let me know who's that guy's name, the drummer. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. I can actually see people here on the show, so don't worry. I can actually see you here. But somebody's got to help me. Pack is his name. Anderson Pack? Something like that. Anyways, he's doing some good morning. And Don is here. Don, do you know what the guy's name is who plays with the guy? I forgot the other guy's name. Bruno Mars. So Bruno Mars is playing with, I think it's Anderson Paak or something. I think that's what it is. Okay. Anyways, we get all the great shows here, folks. So don't be surprised here, folks. This is pretty usual fare for us. So this one, folks, this next story is going to kill you. This guy right here, the Rainbow Revolver, folks. This guy, the police suspected a man in a string of armed robberies reported over a 2-month span, according to arrest reports. This guy's name is Alcide Melanson, 61 years old, was taken into custody on Monday. 12 counts of robbery with a deadly weapon and 9 counts of burglary with a firearm per jail records. In the arrest report, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police report that they believe the same guy was responsible for several robberies committed on December 26th through February 14th. And so they dubbed him, or whatever you want to call it, the Rainbow Revolver. It's because he always had a black revolver with him. Well, folks, now, don't get this crazy, okay? I watched this arrest happen on Monday. I know. So I was working in my office, and I saw, and I have a home office that I work from most of the time, and I happened to hear some rustling outside the window, and I looked out the window, and I saw probably 15 cops at the least, screaming and yelling, "Hey, Metro, Metro, Metro," you know. And they brought downstairs some young guy, and then as I'm watching, I'm kind of peeking through the window, just peeping. So excitement, I literally could see right out there and see them upstairs. And then the next guy they bring down is this guy, this rainbow guy. So I'm going to put his picture up there again. The rainbow revolver. I know this guy. I've seen this guy so many times. It's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I watched this guy. I knew when he moved in, which was just a couple of months ago. He moved into the upstairs, condo near my place. And he stands up there and he smokes cigarettes. And he talks on his phone, and he talks very loudly, and he drops cigarette butts over his balcony. I just complained to my HOA about this guy, and then the next day, they've got the police down there. And I went, oh my gosh, I didn't want the HOA to call the police on the guy. Had no idea. And then I look at the paper, and they said, no, this guy was actually the guy who got arrested. He's the Rainbow Revolver. Oh my gosh. The guy, they searched his place, they said. They searched his place and they found a bunch of stuff in his place and a gun in his condo. It's amazing. Wow. So this was amazing. He's being held on $100,000 bail. Court appearance is going to be on today. And so I told my wife about this morning, and I went, honey, does this guy look familiar? She goes, oh my gosh, it's a guy. It's a guy. Yes. It's crazy. Yeah. So I think what this serves notice as is to let people know, get to know your neighbors. Get to know your neighbors, because you know what? You might have a drug dealer or just a killer who's living right next to you. I can't believe it. I mean, the guy lives right above me. It's ridiculous. Well, not above me. He lives across the way from me. And I've seen the guy every day. And he's not a very nice guy. I got to tell you, some people, your neighbors, most of my neighbors are very nice people. This guy went out of his way to be just kind of a, I won't say it. The Rainbow Revolver. I cannot believe it. So the cost of housing here in Las Vegas, folks, for many of you know that the cost of housing here in Vegas is just ridiculous. It's just through the roof. And so what do you do as a homeowner? I mean, what do you do as a homeowner as far as, being able to live? A friend of mine named Keith Thomas, or Thompson, sat down for an interview with a local broadcaster and told the people, guess what? That rent in Las Vegas jumped nearly 30% last year. 30%. And said that here in Vegas, some people, their rent has gone up not just 30%, but 33%, 40%. One lady, her rent went up $200-something, but we've actually seen it going up thousands of dollars. And the crazy thing about it is that we thought we had seen, some big pushes here in the valley as far as rent goes up, and it is nothing. It really is nothing compared to where it's going, and that's the scary thing about the way things have gone. And it's even and I've owned property all over the valley. I've seen the prices on things go from, and I was a realtor many years ago. The scary thing about it is the price on condos now are the price of what you would buy a $250,000 home for in a good neighborhood in the valley. And so we've got to really be wary of this, folks, that the prices in the valley are going up. If you have an opportunity to buy a piece of property, it is probably a good idea to buy now. Don't wait. Really do not wait around, because you're probably not going to see things go down. In this article says, is there any relief for renters, especially for renters? And so there's a push going on by one of the county commissioners who's going to try to do some, what do they call it, rent control. And is that the answer? that's one of the things that's actually going to be tried by one of the commissioners. Um, and I think the best thing you can do, according to this article, is if you are in a problem struggling with your rent, is contact the folks at CARES, which is the Housing Assistance Program, and we'll leave a link to that in our below us here in our show notes, and you can actually check it out on our Facebook page or on our website. And you definitely want to reach out as soon as you possibly can. Don't wait till you're behind. As a matter of fact, there was one guy he'd gotten behind on his rent, and and that's not what came out. What had came out was that his rent had been raised to $6,000 a month, which is crazy. But $6,000 a month, that's really a retail shop. For $6,000 a month, that's for a store. If you can afford that, you can afford a business. So, that's amazing. I mean, it really is. Let's do this story. Well, do we have time? Okay, let's go to the UNLV first. Okay, so UNLV, the Running Rebels, folks. Running Rebels, the guys. So the UNLV Running Rebels, the guys actually won yesterday. So over at Thomas and Mack, the guys beat Wyoming 64-57, which is great. So the guys won. We're very excited about the guys winning. The Lady Rebels, who played before the guys, lost 71-64 to UNR. So the Wolfpack beat the girls to end their season. But we were very excited that both teams actually did a fantastic job. We're so excited about our Running Rebels and what they've done for the Valley and how they made such a remarkable mark this year. The Lady Rebels, of course, were in tops. As a matter of fact, the Lady Rebels, even in softball, were ranked number 1 in softball. So we're doing some great things on the collegiate level. And the guys rebuilding after many years of just really kind of, not doing very well at all, to tell you the truth. But we're very excited that they are actually doing a great job, and so we're excited about some of the cool things that are going on in the Valley with our Running Rebels. So Max Crosby, many of you know who Max Crosby is. So Max Crosby, defensive end for the Raiders. So Max is still kind of up in the air with what he's going to be doing. And so we're really kind of... so I think Max is probably in free agency right now. I'm waiting for... actually, let's make sure I can get this story to come up here. Because Max has been uh-oh, I'm going to wait. I'm going to try to see if I can get this to come back up here again. So Max Crosby, many of you know, did such a fantastic job for the Raiders this year. Went to the All-Star game, or excuse me, the Pro Bowl. And so we're really excited for him, and I can't get the story to come up, so that's all right. I'm having some problems with the story of Max Crosby coming up. But no matter, Max Crosby did a fantastic job this year. As a matter of fact, even in the Pro Bowl, one of the first plays from the Pro Bowl, Max was highlighted in that. And many of you know he's the first openly gay player for the Raiders. Not the first openly gay player in football, but the first openly gay player for the Raiders. Matter of fact, the Raiders raised some money for the LGBTQ plus community this year as a result of some of the stuff and some of the passion projects that Max Crosby is a part of. But so it looks like Max so I think he's still going to be playing for the Raiders. Right now it's still kind of up in the air with what he's doing. We hope he stays here because the guy's a beast and he does a great job. So we hope that he's doing some great things here in Las Vegas, and we'll make sure we'll keep an eye out for him as he kind of works his way around. Many of you know this was a story that actually happened, quite a couple of days ago, but we've been trying to get to it. The Las Vegas Metro has agreed to a $300,000 settlement with the estate of a California man who said he was illegally questioned by officers during a traffic stop on a van carrying members of a motorcycle club. Like I said, this story happened a little while ago. James Liams, a passenger in the van that was stopped in 2017, filed a lawsuit the following year accusing the police of violating the passenger's constitutional rights by demanding their identification without probable cause. And so Liams died in June following a battle with colon cancer, but a lawyer for his estate told the police, told one of the news organizations that he would have been satisfied with the settlement. And this is actually just a file picture of a biker, but the main part of the settlement isn't the money. Stephen Stubbs said Monday after the Metropolitan Police Committee of Fiscal Affairs approved the settlement. More important, he said, was that a federal judge also approved negotiated changes in the department's policy and training related to the questioning of a passenger during a traffic stop. So, interesting. So there's a settlement happened here, and a lot of people see a lot of reforms happening with the police, and it's always a good thing. I mean, I don't think any organization is above reforms and looking at their policies and seeing things change over the years. So I think that's a good thing that's happened for people in the Las Vegas Valley. So that's very cool. Speaking of that, this is a great story. There was a North Las Vegas police officer who's been honored after becoming the guardian of 5 children within a matter of days. That's great, officer. We talked about this earlier. Officer Nicholas Quintana told one of the news organizations that he was on a dinner break in January when a call came in about a murder. Many of you remember this story. We talked about this earlier. Once he arrived at the scene, he learned that a man had been shot and a woman had been arrested, leaving 5 kids without guardians. And he said he empathized with them because his own father had been killed. So, this is over, and they honored him over in North Las Vegas, over in the city council chambers. He said he looked at the kids, saw the whole reason why we are here is not just because we want to check up on you, but because my wife and I would like to receive you guys into our home and take you out of the system. So he did that. So on Wednesday during North Las Vegas City Council meeting, he was honored, thanked for taking the children in and providing them with a stable home. Congratulations. This is awesome. I mean, what great. So they made a proclamation announced on March 2nd, which was yesterday, that it was Quintana Family Day in the city of North Las Vegas. And that's a great tribute to a guy who didn't have to do this. And we see this happen all the time in Las Vegas, where Metro goes out of their way to make people feel humble or make people feel great at home. And you don't see that in a lot of, you don't see that everywhere, where people just go out of their way to do that kind of stuff. But that happens routinely here in Las Vegas. We just talked about this yesterday, where a police officer helped a woman out who was living in her car. And she said, no, we can't have that. Just can't have that. We've got to help you get off the streets and get into a place that's a little more viable for you. Unlike our last story today, the police form a raid to target reckless drivers and street racers. Now, Metro once again is looking to crack down on reckless drivers here in Southern Nevada. The police department said that it had heard concerns, frustration of the community about these drivers, and has resulted in creating a new unit called RAID. RAID, which stands for Racing Apprehension and Intervention Detail, was formed specifically to target street racers and those purposely driving dangerously. We don't see those folks. We never see those folks here in Vegas, just from California. Okay. Their priority also includes cutting down trick driving, intersection takeovers, which police say have caused multiple traffic fatalities and even violence at these events. So some of you, and once again, we will leave a link to this. There's actually an app you can actually download on your phone. It's called Fix It. I'm going to use it today, as a matter of fact. That you can actually go and report stuff like this. And you're not being a narc, folks. You really are not. You're trying to make Las Vegas better. You really are. That's really kind of the big thing, is to make Vegas better. And the way you can make Vegas better is to help the honest people stay honest. That's why I kind of look at it. Just help Vegas out as much as you can. Anyways, we've got to go, but I want to remind you, folks, that we do have a mixer tonight. Our mixer is called The Happy Hour, co-sponsored by the folks over at Beers with Friends, Livin in Vegas magazine, and Neon Desert Brewery. It's going to be over at the brewery, the Neon Desert Brewery at 914 South Main Street. It starts about 5:30, and folks, we want to see you out there for the mixer tonight for the Happy Hour. Okay. So, anyways, we've got to go. We'll see you again tomorrow, 8:30 to about 9 o'clock for the Livin in Vegas podcast with your host, Sherman Ray. And we love you, folks. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. And we will see you again tomorrow for the Livin in Vegas podcast. Bye-bye.